Alright, so we have some walnut husks. These are in various conditions. Some of these were older, newer, and I got this old pot here from a thrift store, just someone else's junk, for a few bucks so that I don't permanently stain one of our nice pots with walnut ink. So we're going to add some water here. Alright, added some water. All of it will have to boil down, so you can see this is kind of the depth of this pot. So far, so good. Alright, just checking in. You can see that even the green pieces of the husk are basically turning black. So yeah, everything, ripe, unripe, it doesn't matter. These husks will turn black. And I think, you might see a little bit of like foaminess. I've seen people like scoop the foam off and then keep going, mush it down into kind of like a paste. But either way, what I'm using is some chopsticks, just some disposable wooden chopsticks so I don't stain anything. All right, it's still boiling down. You can see the water level has come down quite a bit. I think some of these are more green, firm when they started, and they will take longer to boil down and kind of break down. And I don't know, I've seen people kind of mush this up into a paste, and I think that might be useful actually. Alright, so this boiled down quite a bit. It was dry, and there were parts that just weren't quite cooked yet. So I decided to add more water, even though the idea is to cook the water out. I wanted to get the pieces better cooked, so I added some more water, turned the heat up. We're going to boil it down again, and I've got this old masher that we don't need, and so I am going to mash it up, make a little more of a pulp, and get some really dark ink going. Okay, what's for dinner, right? Just kidding. So this has boiled down to a sludge, and we're just about there. Okay, so here's my black beans dish. Just kidding. The sludge of walnut, I've let it sit overnight, and I'm going to, at this point, I think we'll get cheesecloth and strain this a little bit, see what we can get. This is a little rickety situation with my camera, but let's see how this works. So I've got an old shirt and just an old plastic bowl that we don't use a lot, and I'm gonna strain this through and hopefully not make a big mess. Alright. Okay. Oh wow. So I'm going to use a scraper to try to get all this out. Okay, a little scraping. Do this without this old shirt ripping. This could be entertaining. Oh, I forgot to get some gloves. I will do that. I don't need to stain my hands that bad. All right. Is it Firefly or Serenity? 2x2, hands of blue. Get all hooked up here. All right. See if we can make a big mess. You kind of see that. Oh shoot, ripped this part right here. It's an old shirt, so I need to be a little more gentle with it. Okay, I'm gonna dump this in here. So yeah, I was able to get all that sediment out. See if I can gently, without spilling everything. That's a lot of ink. Of course, I will boil this down now and see what we have left. Okay, just checking in here. So I've got it heating up again, just using a spatula to keep the bottom from burning, I guess, and kind of getting the sides. Every so often, if there's a little bit of foam, I'll capture it with the scraper and throw it into something else. Basically just trying to cook that water down. So you can see this, there's a little bit of sediment here. Anytime I get a little bit of sediment, I just try to... So this ink will definitely not be sediment free. But you know, there's plenty of inks that have shimmer particles and things like that. So yeah, I think we're okay. Okay, I have cooked this down as much as I think I can without it getting too sludgy. Along the way, I've been, dipping this old chopstick in and just seeing how dark I can get it. And it's definitely, a different kind of a type of a thing where it takes a while to dry. Kind of reminds me of certain noodlers inks. But anyway, I am to the point where I'm going to put this in a container, and I boiled down so much that I think I'll just put some in this small container here, and but I wanted to get it as dark as I could, just knowing that I was going to, be putting some rubbing alcohol in it to keep it from going moldy. So, yeah. See how much ink we have left here. Yeah, I thought I was going to have that whole huge glass bottle, and it's like, nope, just this little teeny one. So it definitely cooks down depending on how dark you want it, but I was going for a lot darker. I call that good for now, and let's see how much we got there. So yeah, not a lot based on what I had, but you can see how it coats the sides of this bottle. So we'll see what it's like when I add the alcohol to it. Okay, so I eyeballed this to a measuring cup. I think if I do a tablespoon, That's about 1/10. So we're being really super scientific here. Okay, so not a lot there. And we'll mix it up. And then it's ready to put in your most expensive fountain pen. Right? Yeah, definitely going to put this in something I can open up and clean, and something that's probably not worth more than $10. So yeah, that's looking good. All right, so I finished making the ink, and unfortunately, I'm going to say this was a good experience, but it didn't turn out. I went wrong somewhere. It's too thick. So as I was cooking it down, I was making some different marks on this piece of scratch paper. This is Maramon Nemesine paper. And I was getting it darker and darker, boiling it down. It is so thick at this point that it adheres to the glass nib, but it won't come off. I mean, I can try to force some on the page, and then you can see it does not write. So I've got a whole bunch of ink loaded and nothing. I mean, even like shaking the nib, it doesn't want to come off. There we go, a little bit. But yeah, it's the consistency's not there. So I'm not sure that adding water or adding more rubbing alcohol to this would do any good. That said, if anyone watching knows more than me, which is not hard to do, then let me know what your input is. Even if this did turn out like as a really good color, I would still say it's not worth making your own when you can buy inks, so many different kinds, for so little and not have to go through all the work and the mess. But if you have a walnut tree in your backyard, then I don't know, it's probably worth giving it a go if you have an old pot that you don't care about and you want to try some things. So yeah, I'm going to chalk this up as not ink that I would use even with a dip pen. And so I would definitely not use it in a fountain pen. So yes, leave a comment if you've got input. Thanks for watching and going along for the ride. You know, you try things and some things work and some things don't. So I've gotten some really good feedback on my content. I really appreciate that. I want to make my channel as good as I can, and if you've got ideas of things to cover, please let me know. All right, this is the end, at least for now, of my homemade walnut ink journey. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.